Hi, my name is Michela from 3C Contact Services and welcome back to our channel. A topic that I wanted to discuss today is about agent stress in the workplace and how to show up as the best customer service agent possible every day. Customer service is a really stressful job. It's a job where you have to be on for your whole entire shift. It's a job where you have to constantly listen to customer complaints and feedback. Not every call that customer service agents get is a positive one. It can be a really taxing job. Making sure that customer agents are managing stress throughout the day, throughout the week, is really imperative to make sure that they're showing up as their best selves every day to answer the phone for customers. So here are some ways that we help mitigate stress at 3C and some ways that I think all customer service agents should approach their daily stressors of customer service calls. So the first thing is preparation. It's really important to make sure that customer service agents are prepared when they take their first call. So if that means arriving a few minutes prior to their shift, setting up their workstation, their logins, their CRMs, whatever documentation they need, or their scripts, it's best to be prepared when you answer a customer service call. It's not professional and it's not a good customer experience if you have a CSR answering a call and you can hear them ruffling papers or maybe trying to log into something. It's not a great experience and it's not very professional. Not only does the CSR have to be prepared, but the whole staff team have to be prepared for volume fluctuations, any lulls in volume, if there's a major system-wide outage. So it's really important to have the clear communication with clients, and at 3C we do client communication daily through Slack, GChat, or Teams just to make sure all systems are up and running. If the team is prepared and management's prepared, then customer service agents are prepared. Next thing is to make sure customer service agents are equipped with the right tools to have a great call. So that could be scripts, that could be processes, making sure they have a really good knowledge base of what they're speaking about on the phone and what processes they have to follow will make a really confident CSR, and in turn make the CSR jobs a little bit easier throughout the day. When a CSR knows exactly what they need to do, how they need to answer the call, and in what order, it's much less of a stressor on them. The call can be more easy and they can get through the call with more ease. The next thing I always recommend for CSRs, and something I always tell all my new hires here at 3C, is that somebody who's on the phone can't see you in real life. Although it's really stressful and it's really intimidating, to be honest, when you are answering the calls, especially as a first-time CSR, that customer cannot get you through the phone. It's not face-to-face. So I always let my CSRs know that when you're on the phone, although the customer can't see you face-to-face, they can still hear your body language. So sitting upright, having a smile over the phone is really important. The next thing that I always recommend to CSRs to mitigate any stress that they feel like they may be having is to end all calls where they feel that the customer is becoming inappropriate or using profanity. I never let my CSRs go on the floor if they feel not ready or uncomfortable due to any type of particular situation. So I always let them know to politely let the customer know that they will be ending the call due to profanity or aggravation. This is also something I've been seeing pop up a lot on IVRs when I call other customers or when I'm a customer of other businesses. The IVR is now stating that no profanity will be tolerated, which I think is a great addition to the IVR, and also preps the client or the customer when they call to let them know, okay, I'm not going to be using any aggressive language or profanity because I won't get the service that I need. Other things that I let my CSRs know on the floor is to take regular breaks. Being on calls all day long can be really stressful because you never really have that time to yourself just to take a moment and regroup. So encouraging them to get up off the phone for a few minutes, take a quick break is something that we at 3C always encourage. And also, I let CSRs know, really don't take anything that customers say on the phone personally. It's not a personal attack on the agent or their character. The customer is usually frustrated with the process of the business that they're buying from. They probably had some type of charge or mischarge on their credit card that they don't feel comfortable with. So they're really not there to attack the agent, but they're just frustrated with the process or the purchase. It's also really important that the CSRs know that although there's so many calls where customers are usually frustrated or having a challenge with the product or services, there's so many other clients or customers who actually never end up calling us because they have a positive experience with a brand or a business. There's only a small percentage of calls that we get from a brand's whole customer base. So it's easy to look at a brand negatively if you think that all of these calls that are negative are all of the customers, but really in reality, it's just a small fraction of their whole customer base. Another skill that I even find challenging on the phone, and also that I have to really teach myself and remind myself when I take customer service calls, is to be kind to customers who aren't kind to you. Now, I know this is really hard because there's a lot of unkind customers who call us, but it's always a rule of thumb to make sure that you're kind to customers even when they're not kind to you. Kindness can go a long way. It can de-arm the customer, make them feel more safe when talking to you, and maybe your kindness will in turn convert their rudeness into kindness. If customer service reps are having a difficult time on a specific campaign, there's always options to move them to other projects that you may have ongoing, maybe that one that suits their skill set better, or maybe one that they might find more enjoyable. It's really important to make sure that customer service agents are leaving the calls and their job at work. It's not a good experience for the agent when they're taking the stress home or when they're thinking about a horrible call or a hard call that they have. I always encourage agents to have a de-stressor, make sure that they're leaving their calls and their experience that day with customers at the door at work and going home and forgetting about them. There's no use in the agent getting worked up when they get home about a call that they had. We can always deal with it the next day. Another thing that our CSRs do here, if they are finding a customer extremely challenging or aggressive, is always transfer the call to a manager. Using a warm transfer to a manager can be really beneficial. It can de-arm the customer because they feel like they're getting help from a manager status, but also the customer service agent can be put at ease if they're just converting that call into a manager call. They know that their manager can handle it, maybe sometimes a little with different strategies than they can, but it's something that they can just remove from their mind, knowing that they've transfer this call to the manager and the manager can handle it for them. If you have any tips and tricks on how you handle your CSR stress at work, comment below.